You know, one of the things that we used to cover on the show regularly before gay marriage was legalized nationally were all sorts of wild claims from religious right people about all of the terrible things that they thought gay people were doing. And this ranged from gay people are indoctrinating children into being gay. Children are being convinced to be gay by gay people, to all sorts of things I don't even want to say because I don't want this video to be demonetized. This type of thing died down a little bit when gay marriage was legalized nationally, and the anti-gay focus shifted to so-called religious freedom. But things are now coming full circle. And once again, these wacky right-wing politicians are getting into the same sort of stuff again. And this might be one of the most ridiculous ones I've seen. This happened yesterday. This is an interview with newly minted Trumpian Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, whose big issue has been she wants to carry guns on the floor of the House of Representatives. She went on something called the War Room and/or Real America's Voice. I don't even fully understand what this is. And she stated, I hope you're sitting down. She stated that the Equality Act currently being worked on in Congress is really a bill for gay and lesbian supremacy. And she believes that it is being, this is her word, it is also being carried out by Transvexhikes. Transvexhikes. Yes, that's her word, not mine. Take a listen to this.
We can't say the same for the so-called Equality Act, which we all know that's just the Democrats using a play on words. There's nothing about equality in that act. If anything, it's supremacy of gays and lesbians and Transvexhikes. I mean, like, that's what this is about putting them higher than anyone else. It's not about equality.
Transvexhikes. That is really something else. This is what happens when you elect people who know nothing, stand for nothing, and bring nothing to the table. But they supported Trump, and that's why you voted for them. This is what happens. And I've talked, but this applies to Marjorie Taylor Greene. This applies to Madison Cawthorn, people who basically run social media offices. They don't run policy offices. They run social media offices. And of course, this is embarrassing. It's homophobic. It's disgusting. It's pathetic. It's all of the different things that we've known these folks to be for a long time. But I'll take this as an opportunity to talk a little bit about the Equality Act. It's not about transvexhike supremacy. And of course, the word is transgender. I want to be clear that it's not just that she's mispronouncing the word. The word we use is transgender. But one of the most important things that this bill would do is it would amend the 1964 Civil Rights Act to explicitly prevent discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. I've spoken before, since gay marriage was legalized nationally by the Supreme Court decision, there are still many states in which you can discriminate against people based on their real or perceived sexual orientation. That is not banned federally at this point in time. This act would ban it, and that's extraordinarily important. The Equality Act would also expand protections for protected classes beyond just employment and housing. It would cover any federally funded program. It would include public accommodations, which means retail stores, stadiums, and other venues. Yes, this does relate to the anti-gay cake baker. It would impact that sort of situation. And the playbook for opponents of the Equality Act is very predictable. And we're seeing it there with Lauren Boebert. It's assassination of character. It's, I guess, also creating new words like transvexhikes. But it's also saying that the bill goes too far. It's saying the bill threatens businesses or people who might have legitimate religious objections to serving LGBT individuals in their businesses. Now, the bill does need 60 votes in the Senate. It's unclear Democrats can find 10 Republicans to get this done. We know, we talk about it's the same conversation. Maybe Susan Collins, maybe Lisa Murkowski. Mitt Romney has already said he's not going to vote in favor of this in the Senate. Rob Portman is unclear whether he has any interest in voting for this in the Senate. So it looks much like the same old story. We're going to observe and see. But trust me, this is not about transvexhike supremacy. That's the last thing that this is about. And we'll have more coverage of this bill and COVID relief and HR1 on our Instagram page. Find us at David Pakman Show on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at david.pakman as well. One of our sponsors is Sussman and Hahn. Sussman and Hahn has everything you need when it comes to face masks and other supplies to stay safe during COVID-19. And Sussman and Hahn is the company that I've personally been going to for face masks and other PPE because I trust the products that they sell. And that's actually why we reached out to them about becoming a sponsor, because their prices are reasonable, ordering is simple, everything ships within 24 hours, and they just have high quality products for this global 100-year pandemic. They've got surgical masks, KN95 masks, N95 masks, other useful things like infrared thermometers, face shields, sanitizers. Sussman and Hahn is also an awesome company because they've donated over 65,000 masks so far to healthcare institutions. Shipping is free on orders over $150. You can go to their website by going to davidpakman.com/mask. The link is right underneath this video, and they'll give you 20% off when you use the coupon code DAVID.